Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. R Programming Data Organization. Before you can insert your data to R Programming, you need to understand the data type of your data. There are 5 main types of data. First is a numeric. Numeric if the data is in a number form. Integer if the data is a whole number. Complex if the number is a complex number. Logical if the element is true, false or non-available. Character if the data is in a string form. You can refer this in page 7. You can organize the data according to the data structure. For a start, let me show you how to write a data structure named as vector. Vector is a set of elements that consists values. For vector, we use C bracket to key in the element. For example, let's say I have an object named age to key in. So I put the object age and then type the left arrow sign followed by C and a bracket. And then you key in the data in a bracket. Let's say the let's say the data are as follows: 40, 23, and 24. Okay, and then you put your cursor at the end of the coding, and then click run. Or else you can also put the cursor at the end of the coding, and then click Ctrl and Enter at the same time. It also produces the output. And also, if you want to see how the object of each, so you can highlight each and then run. So this is the element that consists in the vector of each. Okay, and then we can also have the vector in a character form. Let's say the name of the object is color. The elements are, so for character vectors, so you need the quotation mark. Blue, red, and green. Okay, so execute this code, and then you can highlight color to see what are the output given. So as you can see that the output consists of quotation marks, so it shows that the data or the elements are character data type. And we can also create a vector that consists of logical operator or logical data type. Okay, for example, let's say I name the vector as exercise. Okay, and then the elements are true, false, and NA. NA is always used for missing value. Okay, and then run. So if you want to determine the output of the vector exercise, okay, so you just highlight the object of exercise and then run. Okay, so this is for the logical data type. Okay, however, in vector, you cannot mix elements with different data type, or else it will turn into a character vectors. Okay, for example, let's say the object name cats. Okay, so the data, let's say this is numeric, one is a numeric. Then I mix up with character vectors and logical vectors. run. Okay, so let's see the output. Okay, as I mentioned before, the output become a character vectors. Okay, if there is a mix between numeric and character vectors. Okay, however, if the elements consist of numeric and logical vectors, so the logical data type will convert into a numeric. True will become 1, false will become 0. For example, let's say I create an object, okay, name A, and then the element of the vectors A are 80 and true. True is the logical data type. Okay, so the output of object A are 80 and 1. So the logical vectors are converted into numeric. Okay, and then we can also generate a sequence, okay, using a special operator named as sequence. Okay, for example, let's say we want to generate a sequence from 1 to 10. Okay, so you don't have to type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until 10. So you can just type 1 colon and then 10. So the object of sequence will produce, okay, a sequence from 1 to 10. And if you want to create a sequence, okay, but a different number of increment, for example, increment by 2, okay, so you can use the function of SEQ. Okay, for example, let's say sequence, use a function of SEQ, and then let's say you want to generate a sequence from 1 to 10, okay, increment by 2. 1, 10, increment by 2. Okay, so the output is as follows: 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, a sequence with the increment of 2. The next one is extracting the element from the vector. Okay, so consider the same data set here. Okay, consider this data set. Let's say we name the object as data. Okay, run this data. Okay, so let's say if I want to select the third element, which is the value of 15 from this vector. So how to do that? Okay, you can use bracket, a square bracket, and then type 3. So it will generate the third element in the vectors. Run. Okay, which is equal to 15. Let's say you want to generate the first 3 elements in the vectors. Okay, similar, use the square bracket and then type 1 colon 3. So we will extract the element from 1 to 3. And enter. So 12, 10, and 15 are selected. Let's say you want to select specific element in the vector of data. Let's say you want to select element number 1, 4, and 6. So 12, 18, and 21. So how to do that? So data, square bracket, and then type a vector 1, 4, and 6, and then run. So the element of 12, 18, and 21 are selected. if you want to remove the element from vectors, you use the negative sign. For example, let's say you want to remove the second element from the vectors. So you can type the object, data, the square bracket, and then the position of the element that you want to remove. Let's say the second element. Okay, so the element number 10, it was removed from the vectors. And then let's say you want to remove the last 3 elements from the vector data. So you can type data, negative. Let's say you want to remove element 4 to 6. Okay, so the last 3 elements were removed and remain only the first 3 observations. And if you want to remove specific location of the element in the vector, so you can use the vectors. C, let's say you want to remove the element in at the position 1, 3, and 6. So you type here 1, 3, and 6. Okay, so the data 1, the 12, 15, and 21 were removed. Okay, and then if you want to determine the length of the vectors or the number of elements in the vectors, you can use the function of length here. So type length and then type the object of we want to check. Okay, so the number of observation in the vector of data is 6. Okay, the next one. Okay, you can turn to page 11, operation in a vector. Okay, you can use a logical operator to extract or to remove element from the vector. Okay, you can refer to page 11, the table of 2.2 logical operator that can help you on how to extract or remove the element. Okay, for example, let's say if I type data greater than 10, okay, it will not produce the element which is greater than 10, but it will return to you a logical vectors where it determines whether the elements are greater than 10 or not. Okay, so let us run this coding. Okay, so it will return the element, okay, which denote that whether the element greater than 10 or not. If it's greater than 10, then it will return true, and if not greater than 10, then it will return as false. Okay, another example, data less than 10. Okay, so let's say for the first element, okay, this is not less than 10. Okay, so false. So this is not less than 10. This is also not less than 10. This is not less than 10, but this one is greater than 10. Okay, so this is true. And then if you type data equal to 10, okay, so the data values which is exactly equal to 10 will become true. Otherwise, all other than are false. And then you can also use the code data not equal, okay, to check whether there is the data which is not equal to 10. Okay, so this is the data which is not equal to, sorry, all the data are not equal to 10, only the second element, okay, which is equal to 10. Okay, and then we can also use the condition to extract the data greater than 10, okay, or data less than 18. Okay, so the output return, okay, are all true. Okay, all the data are greater than 10 and all the data are less than 18. Okay, that's why it's written as true. And then we can also, okay, determine the output for the condition n. Let's say we want to find data greater than 10 and data less than 18. Okay, so this is some sort of intercept. Okay, so actually this is the data between 10 and 18. Okay, so as mentioned before, if the coding to extract the element are not in a square bracket, it will return the output in a logical data type. Okay, but let's say if you want to extract the element which is the data values greater than 15. Okay, so we type data, use the square bracket, type data where the element is greater than 15. Okay, so it will return the value of 18 and 21. Okay, similar, let's say if you want to extract the element, okay, where data not equal to 10. So it will produce the element, all the element which is not equal to 0, which is not equal to 10. Okay, and then if you want to determine, okay, how many observation that the number of that the element greater less than 15, so you can type sum data less than 15. Okay, so there are 3 observation, or there are 3 elements that the values less than 15. Okay, which is 12. Oh, sorry. Okay, which is 12, 15, and 9. Okay, and then if we type which data greater than 15, okay, it will return to you the position of the element that is greater than 15. Okay, so in this case, the element that are greater than 15 are 18 and 21, which is at the position 4 and 6. Okay, and then if we type data which data greater than 15, okay, so it will provide the data values. Okay, so remember, if we use a square bracket, it will produce you the position. If we use the square bracket, then it will return you the data values. Okay, and then you can also use some basic function, for example min. Okay, min or the minimum value from the vector data. Okay, you get equal to 9. Okay, you can also use special function which which data equal to mean data. Okay, however, this one will provide you the position of the minimum data. Okay, for example, the minimum data is equal to 9, the position is at the 5th. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, similar, if you use this function which.max or which.min, it will determine the location or the position of the maximum or the minimum value. Kalau max ni actually for the maximum value, for which.min will determine the position of the minimum value in the vector data type. Okay, so consider the following vectors. Let's say we have x, 2, 5, 7, 11 and 14, and then y is the vectors with the element of 1, 4, 5, 7 and 6. Okay, so run these two vectors. Okay, so let's say we want to do some operation, okay, from the vectors. Okay, type x plus 2. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, so x plus 2, okay, we'll do the operation on the x vector where all the element will be added by 2. Okay, so 2 plus 2 equal to 4, 5 plus 2 equal to 7, 7 plus 2 equal to 9. Okay, and then we can also write a function to each element. Let's say we want to write a function of 3 multiplied by x minus 1. Okay, so you will get equal to, you will get the output where each of the elements are compute using this formula. Okay, and then you can also add the two vectors. Okay, x plus y. Okay, so each of the element, okay, are added. 2 plus 1 equal to 3, 5 plus 4 equal to 9, 7 plus 5 equal to 12, 11 plus 7 equal to 18, and so forth. Okay, so I guess that's all for vectors. You can turn to page 14 and try to do exercise 1 pertaining to the vectors. Thank you. Thank you for watching.